You just need to see like one movie, right? And to know what has gone into the making of a single movie. Yeah. And let's say it's a movie like, I mean, which is sort of whose underlying message especially is not something which is particularly positive or whatever, right? But the agendas that are behind that, like just generally, I mean, behind that film industry, the movie industry, and everything else, right? Another whole discussion. But there's a lot of agendas behind these things. What's going on, what happens, why these things are being put out there, the messages they're trying to bring out, the behaviors and attitudes that they're trying to normalize within society, etc. Now, at the end of a movie, not that anyone sits for this part, but where you have like literally like 5, 6, 7 minutes of credits, where basically all of these people who are involved. And sometimes you just think, if you reflect and you think, because I'm a bit of a weirdo, so I'll reflect on that stuff. I'll reflect on the credits, right? Think, what's going on here? It's like, you just think, like, how many people were involved? Like when you think, okay, like, and then you read, the budget for this movie was like $150 million or something, right? $200 million, $300 million, right? So just one, like, it starts with one person, starts with a small number of people. And they're able to raise that kind of money or put forward, they were happy to put forward that kind of money for a single movie to just advance a particular agenda just a little bit, just part of a bigger picture, just one movie, which in the end is an hour and a half, 2 hours, whatever. Yeah. Honestly, I think so it's like the leaders behind that initiative for one movie put more effort into advancing their agendas for one movie than I think most Muslims do in their entire lifetime for their deen. That's how embarrassing and bad it is, I think. So people are willing to make the other people, the efforts of the enemies of truth far outweigh our efforts, because they are urging one another to falsehood, and they are urging one another to an incapacity, right? The opposite of sabr, to be frustrated, to be anxious, to be incapacitated, to be weak, right? They're urging one another to that. Maybe not always explicitly in that way, because that's clearly not the way to do it. But there's a lot of that urging going on. And even those voices out there which are urging goodness and positivity and everything else, like, again, the efforts that are put in by people who aren't even believers, who are trying to do more positive things out there, can far outweigh our efforts. And like, we collectively just need to just completely step our game up. And then when you put this in the context of what we were just looking at about being occupied with wealth and savings and this and that, and whatever, like that, this agenda is what that distracts from. That's the problem. That's the problem. Because everybody thinks, when I've sorted my financial situation out, when I've sorted my kids' financial situation out, that's when then I can think about, I can't, until then, how am I supposed to do anything else? This is the biggest satanic deception of all time. It's exactly where the devil wants us. Exactly where the devil wants us. Exactly what the whispers, that we covered in the very first chapter, Surah An-Nas. It's exactly where it's placing us. Incapacitating us, thinking there's no point. You're weak. You can't do that. You've got other priorities. Oh, and don't worry, you won't be asked about this. Blah 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 blah. Like, our level of concern has gone so low. It's gone through the floor. It's almost non-existent. And the action that backs that up, like, you just gotta turn the entire thing around. The entire thing needs turning around. And forgive me for, I know it's tough, it's heavy, it's not easy, these things. And I know that. And I'm not coming from a point where I think I've worked it all out. Trust me, there's not a day goes by that I feel embarrassed for myself, of myself, when I think about my Lord and I think about what I should be doing. Like, not enough. We have to have, if we don't have like determination, if we don't push ourselves, if we don't, if we settle for mediocrity, then on what basis do we expect paradise? Because paradise is not a mediocre place. It's not a mediocre place. But we settle for mediocrity. And for worse, I mean, we don't even settle for mediocrity. Like, mediocrity looks like, sort of beyond excellent for us sometimes. So really, when it comes to our personal states, family states, community states, efforts, whatever it is, like, and this Ramadan is really an opportunity to take a long, hard look in the mirror that is the Quran, and to fix ourselves, and to emerge from this month with some serious resolutions, okay, about what we're, how we're going to move things forward. Yeah.